It's now your source for one-click shopping for everything from running shoes to movies to groceries to, yes, inflatable unicorn horns for cats. A steal at just $5.89. But while Amazon.com famously began as just an online bookstore in the Paleolithic age of the internet, its mastermind and CEO, Jeff Bezos, always planned on the site evolving into much, much more than that. It's all the subject of the new book, The Everything Store, Jeff Bezos and the Age of Amazon. Brad Stone, senior writer for Bloomberg Businessweek, joins me now. Brad, thanks for being here. The book just came out. Congratulations.
Thanks, Jake.
So you take us through the rise of Bezos, through everything he's been through 12 years ago, from being a precocious 12-year-old to a Wall Street whiz kid, to one of the world's most influential titans. He told you that his story isn't ready to tell yet. What does that suggest, that even after this phenomenal success, he thinks his story's not done?
In a way, it's his reflexive answer to intrusive media questions. It's too early to tell the Amazon story. In a way, it's a brush off. But it also does speak to his incredible ambition. He says it's day one for Amazon. And considering that they've built a company that's going to generate $75 billion this year, it's remarkable. But he really imagines Amazon as something akin to Walmart, many, many times larger than it is today.
So the real question in this town and among journalists is, what is he going to do with the Washington Post? He bought it in August for $250 million. This isn't just like a little hobby, Charles Foster Kane, I would like to buy a newspaper. He wants to do something with it.
No, and now, of course, he staked his reputation in large part to the success of this very public franchise. It's interesting, we found out this week that Pierre Omidyar, the eBay founder, was also bidding. So there was a competitive situation there. No, but I think Jeff believes that his long-term orientation and his innovative tendencies, his operating discipline can really help turn it around. I expect that he'll invest in the newspaper, they'll experiment a lot on tablets, and who knows, maybe one day we'll see Washington Post subscriptions go into Amazon Prime members.
I'm sure. Now, here it is, The Everything Store. One of the most interesting stories in this book is you track down his biological father. We have about a minute left. Tell us that story.
Well, I just thought it was a missing piece of the story. You know, the guy who left his life when he was 3. I don't know if it had anything to do with the man that he became, but clearly Jeff is so driven, so relentless. And I thought, what's the story? And I found him. He was running a bike shop outside of Phoenix. And the amazing thing was that he actually didn't know.
You told him.
That I told him.
Your son is this multi-billionaire.
It rocked his world, and it was actually sort of quite sad because he had wondered his whole life what had become of this boy, and now he knows.
Have they had any contact?
There's been a little bit of contact, some emails back and forth, and I don't know if it'll go any further than that.
It's so interesting how many of these incredibly successful men, and I'm sure there's a converse to this too, but have these absent fathers, whether it's President Obama or President Clinton,
Steve Jobs,
of course.
Not a recipe for good parenting, but an interesting coincidence.
Do you think that's all it is? Do you think in Bezos there is this drive to prove himself to this absent father at all? I'm sure he didn't let you put him on the couch, but what do you think?
It's hard to say. I think it's an ingredient. That he's a singular business figure right now. He's up on par with Steve Jobs, and I think that the circumstances of his early childhood are relevant to the man he's become.
Oh no, he's a huge part of my life, my wife's life. We order everything through Amazon.com. The book is The Everything Store: Jeff Bezos and the Age of Amazon by Brad Stone. It came out this week. Best of luck with it.